Hello everyone, it's Adam here. I am recording a voiceover of a video I shot a few months back where I basically unpacked my motorcycle and showed you all the gear that I was going to bring with me on this trip. And I'm just going to give you spoken word of the gear that I should have recorded this before I left Charlotte, North Carolina and came north to New Hampshire, but I didn't. And so I'm just going to give you the gear that I didn't need. First of all, big sort of caveat here. One of my panniers is 40 liters, one is I think 36 liters or 31 liters. That 31 liter pannier was 100% full of technology. So if you're not like me and you're just bringing a phone with you, I just gave you back 31 liters of storage. And so to say I didn't need this stuff is actually not true at all. I used almost everything that I brought with me. That's the camera, lenses, drone, laptop, storage cards, cables, chargers, tripod, what else? Insta360, my gimbal, all that was stuff that I totally used. What I didn't need in my technology gear was I brought with me 3 power banks. They were all 3 about 20,000 milliamp hours. I also, my motorcycle, rigged up an SAE to USB-C connector. And so the SAE was 30 watts, roughly, total output. And I could run an SAE cable up into my Moscow Moto duffel bag and then plug in a USB-C connector. The truth is, I ended up depleting one power bank every day when I was camping by recharging my Cardo, my GoPro, my laptop, Apple Watch, all kinds of stuff, headlamps, Garmin InReach, and my batteries for my Canon and my Insta360 and drone, etc. That would deplete a power bank every night. And then the next day I would plug the power bank in and it would recharge all day while I'm riding the GS. And so I didn't need 3 power banks. I only needed one 20,000 milliamp hour battery pack. So that's with me being a high-tech person. So I would say to you guys, get a power bank, get a way to charge it while you're riding during the day. Just a USB connector will work. And then don't save yourself 3 pounds by not bringing the other 2. I also didn't need to bring so many freeze-dried meals. These were starting to expire, so I had to bring them because they were going to literally expire in 2 months. But I really could have bought 2 and bought some along the way. I passed a lot of outdoor stores where I could have restocked, and I did eventually run out of the 5 meals after 18 or 19 days and bought 3 more. So didn't need a camp table, my Helinox camping table. Didn't need that at all. I have enough pockets in my tent that I just didn't need a camp table. Didn't cook any meals, so therefore I didn't need my fire starter. I didn't need my blowtorch. I didn't need my matches or lighter. Any of my stuff to start fires. Didn't need that stuff at all. I did use the jet boil to make coffee, to make tea, to make water for my meals, to boil some water that was potentially unsafe. So I use the jet boil quite often. But yeah, the camp chair, I did use it, but it was almost too tall for my tent. So I needed to get the one with the lower back. Should have done my research and measured it before I ordered it, but it worked, but it's a little too tall. I also brought too many clothes, so I probably could have gotten rid of one of the packing cubes. That would have been leaving behind one t-shirt, one button-down, one pair of underwear, and one pair of shorts. Yeah. I really ended up wearing the same 2 wool shirts, one t-shirt, one long sleeve, and the same pants and shorts the entire trip. I did use my rain jacket for a couple of hiking days, so that came in handy on Glacier and a couple other areas. So having that jacket was better than hiking in my Climb Badlands Pro A3. So +1 to the rain jacket. Didn't need the slime. I also didn't need the wash bucket, didn't use it. That ruffle thing I'm holding in my hands though, huge. So I had a bunch of cold nights where it dropped below 40 degrees. My feet would get freezing, and so I put my feet inside of the rumple blanket and then put my rumple blanket and my feet into the sleeping bag. Huge. I ended up actually packing the rumple blanket in the sleeping bag and just packing it down in the compression sack as is and getting rid of that little sleeve that it came in for packability. It packs down weight. It packs down like 2 liters if you compress it. I only need one of the 2 solar lights, and I did use my headlamp, but I bought 2 headlamps. Didn't need the second one. That was kind of stupid. I also didn't need my cook stuff. I didn't use my nonstick cooking, my knife, my spatula. None of that needed to come with me either. Didn't need it. So glad I brought shoes. That I brought Gore-Tex trail running shoes in that blue bag there. So glad I wore them on days that I had someplace for 2 days. I was going hiking, not walking around in ATV boots. Was massive. I ended up not getting any flat tires, but I did use my tools to repair my Clearwater lights, to tighten up some fasteners, I had zip ties in there. So oil change, I needed my tools for my oil change. I also needed to tighten up some stuff on my Jessie luggage boxes. And so yes, having the tool roll, it was big and bulky, but I used the tool roll every other day at least. So yeah, I used all the cables I brought, so didn't really overpack there. I did bring too many GoPro batteries. I only needed 2 GoPro batteries. I would use about 2 per day and then recharge them at night. So I didn't need to bring 5 with me. And then again, those 3 power banks that are featured there, didn't need to bring all 3 of them. I just needed 1. Looking through this list here, I used the GS911 to reset my oil change. I did use that sleep mask. I didn't end up using the citronella wash because when I started to get stinky, I would just use a hotel thing anyway. Didn't use JB Weld, the paracord. The bug nest ended up living in my Climb Badlands Pro jacket, so I would throw that over my helmet when I stopped at places. That did come in handy. Didn't need my corkscrew, my spork. Didn't need the micro start, the blowtorch. I also didn't need the thermocell for getting rid of bugs. Never used it. It was very bulky. I could have left it at home. But like that saw, I didn't use that either. The lighter, I didn't use that. I use the hammer for tent stakes every day, and that bag of that bin there of glass cleaner, the koala glass cleaner. Use that daily to spray down my visor, my GoPro, and my windscreen and side mirrors in order to see. So I would use my microfiber towels for that. So actually, that stuff I did need. But, so probably half the stuff could have stayed home, but I couldn't foresee that in advance, honestly. The wipes I used to clean up my visor too on heavy bug days. So my Moscow Moto 40-liter duffel that had everything I needed to sleep worked out perfectly. Like I said earlier, that rumple blanket ended up going inside of my sleeping bag, and that got put into the 13-liter compression sack. But it was so great to have that bag because I could bring it with me in places where you had to park and walk in. And I also could remove all of my sleeping gear from my bike at night and bring it into the hotel or motel I was staying in to let stuff air out and dry while I was in there. And also that's the lightest part of my gear, so having that 40-liter duffel on top of the passenger seat area was just great. Couldn't have gone any better. So yeah, all that stuff got packed in there, fit perfectly. I ended up using that beaver tail of the Moscow 40 to store my shoes, and the first aid kit that I had stored on top held it the entire time. I never needed my first aid kit except for when I had to get a ibuprofen and a Claritin out of there and a Benadryl out of there, but other than that, didn't use my first aid kit at all. But it's one of those things, it's like the tools. Like, okay, you didn't need it, but if you did need it, you really needed it, and you'd be glad you had it. So, but yeah, this 40-liter duffel was awesome. A lot of people actually asked me about it, and when I told them that everything I need to sleep is in there, they were always blown away, like, really? Yeah, that, and my power bank is in here right now charging, and I was showing the SAE cable running into it. So this was an awesome setup. I think this duffel is just perfect for, and this is also with a cot in here too, so I'm happy. So, video's almost 10 minutes long. You can watch for this video if you want to see all this stuff, but I think that I probably could have pared down about 8 to 10 liters of stuff. And if you subtract all the technology, which was 31 liters, Really what I would need is, 30 plus 40, so 70. 70 liters for 25 days on the road, which would have meant really no need for a bag on top at all, just 2 side boxes. So no top case required. And that's pretty amazing. 70 liters for 25 days. It ends up being, 100 liters if you add in all the technology stuff I brought with me, but that's all a personal choice. Okay, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and appreciate it. Hope this is helpful to someone.